Good morning, students. In the last class, we have completed the globalization. What are the different policy measures of the globalization, positive and the negative impact of the globalization, and the what is WTO and what are the different functions of the WTO. Now we are going to next topic. We are moving next topic, that is Indian economy during reforms, that is an assessment or an appraisal of the LPG policies. Okay, what are the condition of the Indian economy during the reform when the new economic policy was introduced? An assessment or evaluation of the LPG's policies, whether it is gives the positive impact or the negative impact. In this, we have studied about the assessment or evaluation of the LPG policies. Economic reform, that is liberalization, privatization and globalization introduced in India, have been able to achieve certain target, yet much still has to be done. Okay, all these LPG policies introduced in India, they are able to achieve some target, more target, but still there are some targets which are not fulfilled yet. Okay, अभी भी कुछ ऐसे टारगेट हैं जो अभी भी क्या हुए हैं, फुलफिल नहीं हुए हैं. ओके, आर्ग्यूमेंट्स इन फेवर ऑफ इकोनॉमिक रिफॉर्म. ओके, in favor of, okay, we are talking about the favor of the economic reform and positive impact of the economic reform. Following are the certain points which highlight the positive side of economic reform. First is increase in growth rate of the economy. Okay, in economics, the growth of an economy is measured by the GDP. Look at table given below. The post 1991 India witnessed a rapid growth in GDP on a continual basis for 2 decades. Okay, in economics, we are talking about when we are talking about the growth of the economy, we measure it into the gross domestic product, that is GDP. And below the table is given when we show the growth of the economy after the introduction of the new economic policy. Okay, the growth of GDP increased from 5.6% during 80 to 81 to 8.2% during the 2007 and 12. Okay, the GDP, the growth rate of the economy was the 5.6% in the year 1982, 91. But in the case of when we are talking about the 2007 to 2012, it is the 11th 5-year plan. In this, we have seen that the GDP is increases up to the 8.2%. Okay, during the reform period, the growth of the agriculture has declined. Okay, during the reform period, when the reform, that is LPG, was continued, the growth of the agriculture is reduced, while the industrial sector reported fluctuation and the growth of the service sector has gone up. Okay, the major changes and the major growth is found basically in the service sector. Agriculture sector does not show any growth. They were declined, as well as industrial sector is too much fluctuated. Sometime it increases or sometime it decreases. It is fluctuating. This indicates that this growth is mainly driven by the growth in the service sector. Okay, from this we have seen that the growth which we find in the through the LPG policy, it shows only in the service sector, because service sector is totally influenced by the introducing the LPG policies. Next is, during 2012, there has been a setback in the growth rate of the different sector witnessed post 1991, while agriculture recorded a high growth rate during 2013 to 14. This sector witnessed negative growth in the subsequent year. Okay, see this when we are talking about the when we are talking about there has been a setback growth rate in the different sector, while agriculture sector in the year 1980 to 81 it was 3.6, 1992 to 2001 3.3, 2002 to 2007 2.3, 2007 to 12 3.2, and 2012 to 13 that is 1.5, and 2013 to 14 4.2. This in this year 2013 to 14 the growth rate in agriculture is high, but when we are seeing the other year it was too much less. Okay, these all are too much less. So while the service sector continued to witness a high level of growth, when we are talking about the service sector it is 6.7 in 80-81, in 92 to 2001 that is 8.2, 2 to 7 is 7.8, 7 to 12 10, 12 to 13 is 8.1, 13 to 14 it is 7.8, and 14 to 15 it is 10.3. okay, so we see that it is in every year it is increasing. Okay, while the service sector continued to witness a high level of growth higher than the overall GDP growth. Okay, it is more than the overall GDP growth, higher level the overall GDP growth in the 2014 and 15 GDP growth is total is 7.2. okay, here you see total is 7.2 GDP, but in the year 2014 to 15 the service sector contributed more than of the total GDP. okay, 10.3%, here you see 10.3%. The industrial sector witnessed a steep decline during 2012 to 13. okay, when we are talking about the 2012 to 13 it is declining in the 2013 that it becomes the 3.6, but in 80 to 91 7.1, 6.5 9.4, 7 to 12 it is 7.4, but in this year 2012 to 13 it is declined too much as comparison to when we compare it to the other subsequent year, that in the year 2012 to 13 industrial sector as well as the industrial sector is declined too much. It began to show a continuous positive growth. okay, so it is overall growth of the GDP and basically comparison of the agriculture, industrial and service sector. In the agriculture sector is continuously declining. Industrial sector is it's almost fluctuating, sometimes it increases or they can also decreases. When we have seen that the in all these years industrial sector is increasing, but in this year it is decreasing, and after that it again started to increases, so that industrial sector is too much fluctuating. And when we are talk about the service sector is increasing too much, and in the year 2014-15 the total growth rate of that means GDP 7.2, and the contribution of the service sector is more than the total GDP, that is 10.3. okay, now next is structural changes. Structural changes refer to the shift of contribution from primary sector to secondary and the tertiary sector. During the reform period it was noticed that the growth rate of about 8% is mainly driven by growth in service sector. okay, structural change means ki when we shift our contribution from the primary sector to secondary sector and then tertiary sector. okay, we are moving from the primary to secondary and the tertiary, and during the reform when there was year of the reform, we have seen that the GDP is about 8%, and it is only because of the more and more contribution by the service sector. okay, now next is increase in the FDI and foreign exchange reserve. Prior to 1991, depletion of the foreign exchange reserve was one of the major reasons to introduce policies. Okay, when we are talking about the before 1991, there were declinement of the foreign exchange reserve. Due to that, there is also one reason for the introducing the LPG policies, that is declining of the foreign exchange reserve. In post reform period, FDI and FPI, it is called foreign institutional investment, is also called the FPI, have increased from the US dollar 100 million to US to 73 point billion in 2014-15. Okay, it was we have also seen that in the post reform, FDI and FII have increased from the US dollar 100 million to in 1991 to US dollar 73.5 billion in 2015. Okay, now next is there has been an increase in the foreign exchange reserve from the about US dollar 6 billion in 1990 to 1991, and it increases up to the 321 US dollar 321 in 2014. It also shows that the increase in the FDI also. At present, India is the one of the largest foreign exchange reserve holder in the world. Okay, when we are talking about the present, India is the largest foreign exchange reserve holder. Okay, now next is promotion of the export. New economic policy has been great stimulant to overall production of goods and services, which made possible to create a marketable surplus along with the meeting the requirement of the domestic demand of goods and services. India is now seen as the successful exporter of the auto parts, engineering goods, IT software and textile, etc. Okay, new economic policy has been great stimulant to overall production of goods and services. Okay, it new economic policy, when it was introduced, it gives the pressures as well as encouragement to overall production of goods and services, and it also create a marketable surplus, that when we producing something, we save something for us, and after the remaining all the product we sold out in the market, and with the minimum requirement of the domestic demand of goods and services. Okay, we have stored our domestic demand of goods and services kept with itself, and remaining part of the any product we will marketed surplus, that means we sold out into the market. India is now seen as the successful exporter of the auto parts, engineering tools, IT software and textile, etc. Okay, now India has also become a successful exporter of all these items. Okay, next is control on inflation. Prior to 1991, general price level was rising. Gulf crisis hit the Indian economy adversely, and there was continuous rise in the price level. Okay, before 1991, the inflation as well as the rise in the price level is too much, and there was continuously increasing in the price level. Okay, due to LPG policies, inflation is brought under control. Okay, when the LPG policy is introduced, the inflation or increasing in the price level is under control. The annual rate of inflation reduced from the 16% in 1991 to 4.9% in 2015 to 16. Okay, now we have also seen that the inflation rate, annual rate of inflation and inflation rate is also decreased, that the in 1991 it was 16.7%, but in 2015-16 it declines up to the 4.9%. Okay, now control on the fiscal deficit. Fiscal deficit, which adversely affected the Indian economy prior to 1991, now starting the recovering after the economic reform. Okay, when we talking about that the before 1991, the fiscal deficit of the government is increases too much, that is government expenditure become the more than the government revenue. It also create problem for the Indian government, as well as it also adversely affect the Indian economy. But after 1991, when the new NEP 1991 introduced, it from that economy also recovering from the that fiscal deficit. It reduced from the 8.5% in 1991 to nearly 3.5% in 2016 to 17. Okay, in the year 1991 it was 8.5%, but when we talk about the in the year 2016 to 17 it becomes 3.5%. Okay, next is reduction in deficit in balance of payment. Balance of payment, deficit or adverse balance of payment means when the outflow of foreign exchange is more than the inflow of the foreign exchange. Before to 1991 the outflow of foreign exchanges was more than the inflow. Okay, first is when the outflow of foreign exchange was more than the inflow due to एक मिनट Due to introduction of LPG policies, the deficit in balance of payment has reduced from the $9680 million in 1991 and it becomes $152 million in 2016 to 17. Okay, the balance of payment is the deficit in balance of payment. That means whatever the outflow of foreign exchange was more than the inflow of the foreign exchange. It is when the LPG policy introduced, it also reduced from the 9680 1990 to 1991 and it decreased up to the $152 million in 2016 to 17. It's all are the positive impact for the introduction of the LPG policies. Now we will study the what are the different limitations as well as the criticism of the economic reform. What are the different disadvantages and lackness of the there that the how the we can discourage our LPG policies. The reform process has been widely criticized for not being able to address some of the basic problem facing our economy, especially in the area of employment, agriculture, industries, etc. Okay, the reform process has been widely criticized. Okay, the reform process, the LPG policy is widely criticized by many people, especially for the India is till introduction of the new economic policy 1991 India also suffering from the some problems like area of employment. There were no too much employment generation, as well as problem related to agriculture sector, as well as the problem related to the industrial sector. Let us know limitations of the economic reform. First one is contradiction between the growth and employment. Though the GDP growth rate has increased in the reform period, yet reform-led growth has not generated sufficient employment opportunities in the country. Okay, after the introduction of the NEP 1991, the growth rate of the country is increased, but not that much of the employment opportunities. That increase in the growth rate of GDP will not able to create and provide the too much job opportunities to the people. Unemployment occurred because public sector started retrenchment. Retrenchment means remove. Okay, remove retrenchment of workers because of their low performance and overstaffing. Unemployment occurs because of that the public sector started to remove the worker, as well as because they are not all the public sector are not able to continue their work, and there are also too much overstaffing, means worker in the public sector is also too much, so that government started to remove the members, to remove the workers of the public sector. And the second one is the private sector terminated employees because of the modernization and technological advancement. Okay, when there was capital intensive technologies were used, so that private sector remove all the employees, because all the production of the goods is done through the machines and the modernization, so there were no need of the worker. For that purpose, they all the private sector remove as well as terminate all the employees or workers of the private sector. All these two are the reason of the unemployment which is occurred. Okay. Now next is reform in agriculture. Adverse effect on agriculture. Reform have not been able to benefit agriculture where the growth rate has been decelerating. It is because public investment in agriculture infrastructure like irrigation, power, roads, market linkages, and research and extension, etc., has been reduced in the reform period. Removal of fertilizer subsidy increase the cost of production, which severely affected the small and marginal farmers. Okay. Reform have not been able to benefit agriculture. Whatever the LPG policy is introduced, it doesn't benefit to the agriculture where the growth rate has been decelerating, means growth rate is declining. It is because public investment in agriculture infrastructure, basically the public means government invested in agriculture in like the irrigation, power, road, market linkages, and research and extension etc. has been not reduced in the reform period. Okay. There were no too much concentration were given for the development of the agriculture because government does not take any too much concentration to improve the agriculture sector, because it was government think that it was already done in the green revolution, so that the contribution which is made by the agriculture sector, it was too much reduced. Removal of fertilizer subsidy increase the cost of production. Okay. In the green revolution there were too much subsidy provided to the fertilizer, but when the LPG introduced, there were disinvestment, means ki all the equity, all the shares of the public sector is sold out to the private sector. So now the all the subsidies is removed. For that reason the fertilizer is in the cost of the fertilizer is become too much, which is severely affected the small and the marginal farmers. Okay. Now the small farmers are not able to purchase all the fertilizers because of the cost of the production is become too much, because private sector remove all kind of subsidy. So it is all the causes of the reduction in the agriculture sector. Next, Indian farmers had to face increased international competition because of the LPG policies, which had encouraged a reduction in import duties on the agricultural product, removal of minimum support price, and lifting the quantitative restrictions on the agricultural product. Now what will happen? अभी जब ये इंट्रोडक्शन हो गया LPG पॉलिसीज़ का, अब क्या हो गया, जो अब इसकी वजह से कंपटीशन इंक्रीज़ हो गया, बिकॉज अभी ग्लोबलाइजेशन होने की वजह से बहुत ज़्यादा कंपटीशन अराइज हो गया. तो इससे क्या हो बच्चा, इनकरेज रिडक्शन इन दी इम्पोर्ट ड्यूटीज़ ऑन दी एग्रीकल्चरल प्रोडक्ट्स. ओके. इससे क्या हो गया कि जो भी इनकरेज हो गया, क्योंकि जो भी इम्पोर्ट ड्यूटीज़ लग रही थी एग्रीकल्चरल प्रोडक्ट पे, वो भी क्या हो गई थी, इनकरेज रिडक्शन, इम्पोर्ट ड्यूटीज़ भी कम होने लगी. जब इम्पोर्ट ड्यूटीज़ कम होंगी तो क्या हुआ, ये किसी भी फार्मर्स के लिए या एग्रीकल्चर के लिए बहुत लॉस होने लगा. रिमूवल ऑफ द मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस, जो भी सपोर्ट प्राइस मिल रही थी एग्रीकल्चर में, वो भी रिमूव हो गई. एज वेल एज lifting the quantitative restriction on the agricultural product. Okay. There were also restrictions on the lifting the quantitative restrictions. Okay. There were also the quantitative terms, there were also restriction which is made on the agricultural product also. There was more focus on the production of the cash crop instead of the production of the food grain because of the export oriented policy strategies in agriculture. Okay. Now agriculture sector is more focused on the cash crop, means ki basically they produce those kind of crop so that they can earn the profit. That means commercialization. They more focus on the commercialization of production instead of production of food grains. Okay, they are not too much concentrate on the food for their food for their own country's food grain, because they are more concentrate on the cash crop, because there were also the policies of the export oriented, so they want to earn more and more profit by sold out the all the agricultural product in the market. It resulted in increase in the price of the food grain, because all the food grain is not left out with the our country. All the food grains are export to the other country, so that farmer want to earn more and more profit. But in our country there is lack of supply, and ultimately it increases the price of the all the food grains. Okay, it all are the reform in agriculture which is very shows the negative impact in the LPG policies. Next is reform in industry. Low level of industrial growth. Growth has also recorded a slowdown because of the decreasing demand of industrial product due to various reasons such as cheaper import, inadequate investment in infrastructure, etc. Okay, industrial growth has also recorded a slowdown. Okay, now we have also seen that the industrial growth is also declining because of the decreased demand of the industrial product. Okay, the demand of the industrial product is declining due to various reasons. The various reason are cheaper import. Okay, the import are is become too much cheaper. Okay, very low cost, and the inadequate investment in infrastructure. There were no investment in were made in the infrastructure, so that industrial growth has also reduced. Due to globalization, our economy was open to greater flow of goods and services from the developed country. Okay, when there were introduction of the globalization, our Indian economy more focuses on the more generate the flow of goods and services from the developed countries. Okay, for that cheaper import replace the demand of the domestic goods. Okay, cheaper import from other country, we get the product in the cheaper rate. So all the countries, basically Indian economy more and more focus on the importing the goods, because they all are very cheaper rate. Okay, domestic manufacturer are facing competition from the import. Now the domestic industrialist as well as domestic industries are now facing the competition with the foreign countries and the imported goods, because India basically more focus on the importing the goods which were more cheaper than the domestic industries. Now the next is the infrastructure facilities including power supply have remained inadequate due to lack of investment. Okay, the infrastructural facilities like supply of the power, means electricity, have remained inadequate. It's not adequate too much because of the lack of investment. There were no investment done in the electricity supply, so it were also decreased. Globalization is creating condition for the free movement of goods and services from foreign current countries that adversely affect the local industries and employment opportunities in the developing countries. Okay, globalization is creating condition for the from the globalization there were free movement of goods and services from the foreign countries. Okay, there so that it adversely affect the local industries. When we are able to flow the goods and services, imported goods from the other countries, it ultimately ultimately affect the domestic and the local industries and employment opportunities in the developing countries. There were also we can also have the option of the outsourcing, that we can render the services from the employment in the IT sector from the other country, so that there is also increase in the employment opportunities, and there were also more and more competition arises. Nobody purchased the goods from the local industries. Because of the globalization, there were free movement of goods and services. A developing country like India does not have access to developed countries market, okay, because of the high non-tariff barriers, okay. A country like India, okay, they do not able to reach up to the developed countries because of the there were too much non-tariff barriers were also there, so that they are not able to reach out to the developed countries. For example, all quotas restriction on export of the textile and clothing have been removed in India, okay. All kind of quota restrictions on export. Quota restriction means quantity, when the tax is imposed on the quantity of the goods. So all the quota restrictions on export, whatever we are exporting of any textile means clothes as well as, have been removed in India. All kind of taxes are removed from the India. USA has not removed their quota restriction, but still USA doesn't remove their quota restrictions on the import of textile from China and India, okay. But India has removed all kind of quota restrictions, but the USA doesn't restrict or the remove the restrictions on the import of textile from India and China. It is also the reason for the uh, not successful for the LPG policies.